Hi, it's Rock. Welcome back to Absolute Noncompliance. So happy you're here. Let's talk about the office meanies. I love the office meanies. Who are they? In my opinion, they are not mean people because if we're talking about really truly mean people, then they don't get any love around here. For me, the office meanies are the straight shooters, the ones who refuse to give you the saccharin, the fake sugar that gives you cancer. They're not putting on the extra fluff and stuff. They're not putting like bunches of exclamation points in emails just to kind of show that they're a really nice person. They're not changing their voice and their tone to, make you feel comfortable. It's just like they're saying what they're saying, and that's what they said. I love them because I think that they are simply authentic people. And I can tell you for myself that I consider myself an authentic person, particularly at this phase and stage of my life and career. I'm not giving anybody any saccharin. I'm just not doing it. So, moving on. For example, let's talk about these meetings that people love to call. As you all know, people love to call these meetings. We have so much technology now that you can just call a meeting for 5 minutes from now. And there are some crazy souls out there, some, I don't know, misguided souls out there who actually think that someone will show up to such a meeting. I don't do spontaneous meetings. I am aware when things are hot and it's important to be very agile and ready at a moment's notice to get into a meeting and get things done. However, in my line of work, this is not a regular occurrence. There might be phases or stages of these times, but this is just not the norm. We are not emergency room medical personnel. Let's get that straight. Most of us aren't. So, when people call these meetings, I often realize and I've found that they're coming from a place of panic. Some of these people are coming from a place of panic. Maybe not most, but some. They're like, "Oh my God, this is happening. Oh, I got this response. Gotta talk to my attorney." I'm just like, listen, when it comes to the panic, just leave me out of it. I'm not gonna let you drag me into the panic zone just because you feel like you need someone to hug, a virtually hug. Listen, let somebody else do it. Uh, Leave me out of that. So when it comes to these situations, I have to respectfully decline and just say no. Not doing it. We can meet tomorrow or we can plan properly at another time with reasonable notice. Imagine my surprise when I ran into a fellow office meanie. I love this guy. He is a colleague I respect. And we don't work together much because we all have, separate teams and we have our areas of expertise. However, when we do cross or interact, I just like it. It's just straight talk. It's sensible, it's helpful, and it's without any fake sugar on top. There was once an occasion where I needed to talk to him. I needed his opinion. I needed to have a discussion. So I reached out and I was like, "Hey," over the messaging system, "can you talk now or I don't know, in 10 minutes?" And then, he just responded, "No." I was like, "Huh?" I was very shocked because I'm just like, well, it didn't have to be that dry though. I realized a few minutes later when I checked again, he did send a subsequent message to let me know very nicely why he was not available and that, we could set it up for another time in the day. I appreciated that. Thank you very much, sir. So, we had the meeting, and in the meeting, it was even juicier. The way that he spoke was just like a breath of fresh air for me. He said things like, "It's just stupid people who don't want to read, looking for an easy way out," etc. He also called the beloved colleague a loose cannon, which was kind of a spot on description. I loved his authenticity. This is what authenticity is. Nowadays, so many employers are pushing this whole narrative about bring your full authentic self to work. Yeah, right. Don't fall for it. They don't mean it. They're lying. Let's just be honest. They do not want your full authentic self. I would highly advise against doing that. However, a bit of authenticity, mostly authentic, um, reined in controlled authenticity. Let's do that. Let's bring that to work, you know? Bring some sense. So that's what, in my opinion, he does. And all I can say is that I respect it. This is what it looks like, not going with the flow, the donkey flow, speaking up, pushing back, asking questions, just making it make sense. We all deserve a little bit of that. And I think that the office meanies, they're the ones who kind of help us to realize that reality, that we can exist in a workplace, in a workspace where we're using our brains and not buckling and acting like clowns or puppets. I recently watched a Chris Rock, it's like a few minutes of a Chris Rock blip comedy show that he did. And he said that, we need more bullies because no, no, no. Let me say it right. He didn't say we need more bullies. He said we need bullies because teachers do half of the job and bullies do the other half. He was talking about obviously in school so that you don't end up crying at your desk because your boss came in and didn't say good morning. His words, not mine, and not verbatim. That was just basically the message, mostly verbatim. He said, we need a thicker skin to navigate life. And I think that navigating this corporate jungle requires a thicker skin because there are so many characters who are so full of it, who it appears that their only design is to bring you hell. I mean, you have the jealous managers, the incompetent managers, you have the office spies, you have the snitches. It's just endless what you have. You have the straight up haters. And so we need thick skin to navigate this corporate jungle successfully. And I just think that every interaction that we have with someone who is just being a straight shooter, this is just another opportunity for us to like exercise our corporate jungle muscles or workplace muscles so that we can just not cry at the desk if the boss comes in and doesn't say good morning. Because here's the thing, if the so-called boss comes in and does not say good morning, brush it off. You know why? Because you probably don't like him anyway, or you probably don't like her anyway, right? Am I right? I know. I don't think I've ever liked any so-called manager except one. One. And I'm talking about the direct one, you know? I'm telling you, I liked him. All the other thousands of them, they were not worth my time, as you know. So there's that. Let's get it together. Let's give the office meetings some love and let's understand that they do play an important role because honestly, I just laugh about it all. I find it quite humorous when someone is just appears to not even be trying to put on the flares and the fireworks and the effects. It's a breath of fresh air, and I laugh about it. What do you think? What do you think about that? Remember, the office meanies, they're not mean people. They're just straight shooters, and they speak in a regular voice, not with the, hi, thanks, oh my God, you're great. None of that. What do you think about it? What's your experience been with them? And do you agree with Chris Rock that just basically we need thicker skin to navigate this whole business of life? I mean, I think you will. I think you have to, but I want to hear it from you. Let's talk about it. Talk to you soon.